Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I want to walk you guys through Mage versus Warlock, specifically Arcane Mage versus Affliction Warlock, and how you should be playing in a duel as far as playstyle, as far as gearing, traits, and talents, of course, as well. So let's kind of jump into it. Here I am on the Grand Arena. It's not an arena, guys. It's just a war game where we get to actually just duel. So it's a 1v1, even though they have a Demon Hunter and I have a partner as well. Of course, they're just sitting out and spectating. So just to go over my traits really fast, I'm playing Amplification to make my Arcane Missiles a bit stronger. Just to note, I think Arcane Familiar could probably work here, but I prefer Amplification for a bit more burst. Shimmer, definitely would play Shimmer in this matchup for the increased mobility. Incanter's Flow, definitely have to play Incanter's Flow for that increased damage. Mirror Image, you can maybe get away with, and I would not recommend Rune of Power. Supernova, I really like Supernova in this matchup, and the main reason is because you can use it as a pseudo interrupt, right? If the Warlock is casting and you don't have a kick, boom, you Supernova, they go flying in the air just for a second, boom, it interrupts them. It's kind of like a wind shear. It's very interruptive, and you can use it when they have Spell Reflection up as well. And a big combo from the Affliction Warlock that they're gonna do to try to kill you is stack up their UAs and spam drain with their drain stacks, and then go ahead and drain you to death. So Supernova, with that reflect, and you can't even counterspell. Sometimes it's very scary. Boom, save your Supernova for it, interrupts it, drain's interrupted, the big one shot's gone, and you're good to go. Chrono Shift, so good, and you'll see why here in a second. You can just spam out Arcane Barrage on cooldown, get a ton of, a decent amount of damage off, but really keeping up that sprint on yourself and keeping the slow on the enemy that's undispellable is insane. I stream a lot of the times and people ask me, oh, why don't you try Ice Ward or Ring of Frost? Like, Chrono Shift is crazy good in duels. It's hard to even, like, you'll see here in a second, but it's hard to even quantify how much value you're getting from Chrono Shift. Now, Nether Tempest, I pick to take down Battlefield Focus when I'm actually playing Nether Tempest, and Arcane Orb. You could maybe play Overpowered here or Time Anomaly. I don't know if this is like crazy critical, but I prefer Orb to get up stacks so I can Orb and then use Palm and then Arcane Blast against the Affliction Warlock. Now, as far as traits, PvP talents rather, I like to go with the Gladiator's Medallion, Prismatic Cloak, Temp Shield, and Dampen Magic. I don't think these are absolutely required. I'd for sure play Dampen Magic and Temp Shield for the Pris Cloak slot. If you want to go Mass Invisibility, or if you want to go short to greater invisibility instead, I think those are both fine options. I go with Prismatic Cloak because it makes me feel a bit safer, and the traits, guys, are very important, and it's the only way you're going to survive this matchup. So there's a new trait that just came out on 8.1 called Quick Thinking, and it makes it so every damaging instant cast spell heals you. Now, I have this Quick Thinking trait in my helm, my shoulders, and my chest piece when I'm playing on the Arcane Mage. So I go with triple Quick Thinking. This is super critical to actually get these pieces. So I'm playing with Battlefield Focus in my helm, and then Quick Thinking in all three spots, and those are the critical things. The rest doesn't matter a ton. I think I have like Arcane Pummeling in my shoulders and a random trait, random offensive trait in my chest, but it's really about Quick Thinking, defensive traits in all three pieces, and getting that Battlefield Focus Quick Thinking helm from the PvP Emissary Cache, I do believe is what the drop is from, to really sustain yourself and get enough damage to actually burst the enemy Warlock down. So this is how the duel is going to look. Jumping into it, 3, 2, 1, gates open. You can play pretty aggressive against Warlock. You have two interrupts, like I said. Right away, first global, I say Chrono Shift, right? Because that's really what I want. I'm getting slow on him and the sprint on me, making it so he's going to have a very difficult time to catch me. That global is not called Chrono Shift, it's called Arcane Barrage. So boom, Arcane Barrage, immediately throw out the Orb, and then just getting out the Nether Tempest and spamming out the Barrage on cooldown and the missiles. I have Counterspell, and I have Supernova. I'm doing a good job line of sighting, so we can't get those cast off. Now I cast Shadow Fury, boom, knock him up, and continue to line of sight, and I can decurse myself with decurse magic, right? So mages, here's my decurse cooldown on the right hand side of my screen. Mages can just decurse the agony, the tongues, anything he throws onto me, boom, I can just decurse it. Now, one of the main things you want to watch out for in this matchup is getting counterspelled. If you get counterspelled, it opens you up to be very vulnerable to actually dying, whereas if you're not counterspelled, you can use all of your defenses, right? Wall, blink, temp shield, prismatic barrier, displacement, counterspell for him, supernova, all that kind of stuff. But if you get locked out, you can use anything, and it pretty much means he can force your ice block. So really, really, really focus on faking the kicks from the enemy Warlock. Now, as far as the damage rotation, this might come to a surprise. It might come as a surprise to a lot of you, the PvE on Arcane Mage, because it's a lot different. Guess what I'm not doing? Pop quiz. What am I not doing this game? Arcane Blast. Ding, someone got it. Someone got it. Whoever was thinking Arcane Blast, you win. All right. Anyway, what's the prize for winning this? You have to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, there we go. Yo. Anyway, Battlefield focus procs. We have the Nether Tempest. It's taking him down quite heavily. We did get locked out, and when I get locked out there, look, I'm just running around the pillar, running away. But what I was going to say is I'm not casting Arcane Blast, guys. Arcane Blast opens me up to getting locked out, and I'm playing a build where I really... What's the goal here? Nether Tempest, I don't care if I get it up at 0 stacks or 4 stacks. Nether Tempest is just to slowly tick down the Warlock and to tick down Battlefield Focus. It doesn't matter that much as far as the overall damage breakdown, and I don't care that much if it's a 4 stack or a 0 stack Nether Tempest. Okay, Arcane Barrage. Arcane Barrage, I don't care that much if it's a 4 stack or a 0 stack Arcane Barrage. I'm doing it for the slow and the sprint, like we talked about from the talent that slows and sprints, right, with Arcane Barrage. So I'm not doing that to burst. Supernova, I'm using it to slow, or to knock up. Counterspell, I'm using it to, stop his burst. So I'm really a spec that I'm healing every time I'm using Nether Tempest, because it's an instant cast damaging spell from Quick Thinking. I'm healing every time I'm using Arcane Barrage. So almost every global I'm healing myself, and I'm slowing and slowly whittling him down. So the spec that I'm playing, guys, I'm not super concerned about how much burst I'm doing. Now, of course, I'm going to use Palm double Arcane Blast. I could have even used Arcane Power before that if I wanted. When he has no interruption or a kick, the spell lock is on cooldown. I'm tracking this with Omnibar, by the way. I can also channel full missiles, right? So just Arcane Missile him down to death, because missiles, you don't need 4 stacks either. You're usually going to be at 0 stacks because you're using that Arcane Barrage on cooldown to keep him slowed. So when you want to burst, what do? You just press Arcane Missiles. You can Arcane Power Arcane Missiles, or just spam out the Arcane Missiles when he has no kick. But before that, you want to just do a lot of fake casting. And why don't you cast Arcane Blast? If you're trying to cast Arcane Blast, he's going to keep line of sighting. Arcane Missiles is very nice for this exact reason, because if he tries to line of sight, Arcane Missiles goes through the pillar, right? You start channeling, he runs away, you continue to channel through the pillar. So yeah, it's just really the perfect way to get a good amount of damage out. Getting the Nether Tempest on him. Look at me, I'm 100% life to drain life coming out. We lock him here. So much damage coming through. Arcane Missiles, that's exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to even rewind. If I was casting Arcane Blast here, he would run behind the pillar. Boom. Just like a theme back in the old school days, just around the pillar, you know what I mean? He's running around the pillar, but look, we're channeling the missiles through the pillar, continuing up that pressure. And then once again here, boom, continuing to channel the missiles. I get feared. I could trinket this, but we're saving the trinket. And this is actually where it could get a little scary if he gets a drain life. Boom, there's the drain life, and I get locked. So this is really, really, really bad. This is exactly what you don't want to happen, right? This is terrible. If I didn't cast there and he drained lives, all I have to do is press Supernova and it interrupts him. Boom, that's fine. And he's not going to get healed, and I'm not going to take damage, and I can just run away, continue the type of playstyle I have. But instead, I get locked out, which means I can't Supernova, can't counterspell, can't do anything. So I basically take a lot of damage for no reason there. But I push back in. I could decurse myself if I want, throw up the Arcane Power. Now here's where we get the missiles. And this is why the missiles are so effective. Look at that. It's going right through the pillar. Arcane Power's up. So much damage. Chasing him down with Shimmer. That's why I would definitely recommend to play Shimmer. Now Warlock's taking a lot of damage. Slight subtlety here. I wanted a sprint to catch up to the Warlock as he gated across the map. I have no Shimmer or Blink available, right? So I actually target the pet and use the barrage on the pet just for the sprint, the Chrono Shift sprint, to catch up to the Warlock. Warlock uses Tongues on me. I could probably dispel it if I wanted. Tons of damage coming in. Arcane Orb and another barrage, and he goes down. I was dueling a couple different Gladiator level Warlocks, and was using this strategy. It seemed to be very, very effective against the Warlock. Here's the damage breakdown. It seems like they just can't really keep up with your damage, and your healing is so high. You can dispel all of the curses the Warlock puts on you. With Quick Thinking, if you fall behind, you can immediately get it back up. If things get really sketchy with the unstable afflictions and with the train life, you can always ice block. You can always use greater invis for that wall. You can always pre-tempt, but it never even should come to that with a build like this. The Warlock should almost be on the defensive the whole time. Since the first global, I was playing very aggressive. I was pushing in, getting the slow up, getting my sprint up, and putting the Warlock on the back foot, and that's definitely the type of pressure that you want when dueling a Warlock. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did not enjoy the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs down. Talk to me down below in the comments here on the Method YouTube channel, telling me what you guys want to see in upcoming videos. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Xaryu. I have my own YouTube channel. I do guides just like this, mage walkthroughs, rogue walkthroughs, priest walkthroughs on a daily basis, daily/weekly basis. So go check me out over on YouTube at XaryuLOL. I also live stream on Twitch at XaryuLOL. My Twitter is Xaryu, guess what? LOL. And my Instagram is the same, XaryuLOL. Go follow me on socials, guys. I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.